I remember the first time I heard the phrase, "She has been good to me," when I was at the seminary. I must be honest with you, it was 7 years ago that I started riding this motion. And it has been a long journey. I have sat down with countless number of professors, educational leaders. I have met with them individually. I do appreciate that some of them have risen to let you hear what I have heard. We don't teach Mother God in our churches. We don't use the feminine pronoun. It's cumbersome to send our young people to schools that we pay for, employees that we've supplied their salaries, to find out that they're using language that we don't use. In my discussions, I told them that's not how we change the way we speak of God. When I was at Lee in the 90s, we used mere Christianity, where C.S. Lewis described that the masculinity of God transcends flesh. And I told them that now that you've changed the way that we speak of God, that His unknowing nature transcends gender, when you say that phrase to a generation that can't figure out which bathroom to use, you're not helping, you're creating confusion. To what end are these pronoun experiments? What's the goal? The image of Father and Son is sacrosanct in Scripture, cannot be rewritten. And this was my disposition in many of my discussions. The difficulty that you have in dealing with the Church of God is we are literalists when we read the Bible. We don't believe that He symbolically came. We don't believe that He metaphorically died. We believe that Noah did get in the ark, that Moses did part the Red Sea, that David did have a pocket full of rocks, and Daniel did go in the lion's den, and Jesus was born in the manger. And we do believe that when He died a literal death, and when He rose from the dead literally. And the dilemma that we're in is we take it a step further. We not only believe that He came the first time, we believe that He's coming back. And when He comes back, what then shall we call Him? Queen of queens? Mother of heaven? No. For the Bible tells us what His titles are, and it makes it very clear. He's not just a king. He's a king of all kings. He's a Lord of all lords. He's a Prince of peace. He is the Son of God. He's the everlasting Father. To assault the fundamental images of Scripture is to create confusion in a generation that is already confused. The problem cannot be the solution to the problem. Yes, language like the Temple of Solomon is too inadequate to describe God. But you don't solve that problem by introducing more language. You do what happened at the Tower of Babel. You confound the language and you confuse the people. The Bible is simple. That the fullness of God was revealed in His Son. And regardless of how offensive that may sound in modern culture, it is still the foundation of our church. Our Father, who is in heaven, holy is your name. We cannot move the goalpost, and don't move this ancient boundary stone. Vote for this motion.